Tiger Woods' son is not the only budding star of an all-time legendary athlete, because now, Renee, we actually have adorable video of LeBron James hooping with his 6-year-old daughter, ZHURI. Now, of course, we know about BRONNY James, who has been doing his thing, is a high school player, and he's one of the best high school players in the entire country. And we've talked about BRONNY a lot, but now LeBron is getting ZHURI on that basketball court. And I'll tell you what, she's got the handle, and Renee, tell me if I'm wrong after we see the video, but to me, she's got the handles, she can shoot, and she can pass the ball. So let's watch the video first, and then we'll get Renee to actually break this down, and we'll see if ZHURI actually is a hooper. But first, let's watch.
Hey, okay, Bronny, hold on. Hey!
Moves, let me see something. With the in and outs, okay. Drill pull up, water.
Hey. I knew it. Of course she got the family gene. Of course. And I'm not for nothing. She had like the right stance and everything. Like, you know, like she was in a nice athletic stance. The form is already getting there. The ball's at the tip of her fingers. Of course, she got the gene. And I'm glad, because imagine little ZHURI making it to the WNBA. That'll be lit.
Yeah. You know what? It kind of reminds me of Kobe and Gigi, Renee, and how I always love seeing Kobe out there, and you could tell how much he loved coaching Gigi and how much it meant to him for her to have success on the basketball court. And now to see LeBron doing it with ZHURI, I didn't know she was into basketball. And look, maybe she was just having fun out there, and maybe she doesn't ever want to play basketball. And that is perfectly fine too. But if she does, how cool would that be to see LeBron kind of coaching her and teaching her up?
And just to speak on it, like, you know, the girl dad movement, and I say movement just because, you know, it became a hashtag, but I know that there's plenty of girl dads that I'm a girl dad. Like, you know, my dad is a girl dad, so I've been a part of it before it was a hashtag. But just to even see him interacting with her the same way he does with his boys, I think is a beautiful message. Like you said, whether she goes on to play or not, doesn't matter. It's just good to see those family dynamics.
Water.
Big time NFL controversy involving a quarterback. Of course, we are talking about Washington football team quarterback Dwayne Haskins, quarterbacked the team to a really close loss to the Seahawks on Sunday. And I'm sure you've seen these photos by now, because these things are all over social media. But after the game, Dwayne Haskins went to the strip club. Was photographed inside. Again, these pictures are all over social media. Not only bad enough that he was at the strip club, also was not wearing a mask. Obviously, with COVID-19, this thing has completely blown up. Dwayne Haskins is under fire. I give him credit. He has dealt with this thing head on, has already released an apology. Here's what Dwayne had to say about hitting up the strip club. He wrote, "I want to publicly apologize for my actions this past Sunday. I spoke with Coach Rivera yesterday and took full accountability for putting the team at risk. It was irresponsible and immature of me, and I accept responsibility for my actions. I also want to apologize for creating a distraction for my team during our playoff push. I will learn and grow from this and do what's best for the team moving forward." So that was the coach. What do you think, Renee? They're in the middle of a big-time playoff push. They haven't made the playoffs in 5 years, and he goes to the strip club after a loss.
I think, you know, it's not even, because I know a lot of people are talking about the strip club. It's like, even if you go to the strip club, then you have to at least wear the mask. Like that's the thing. Like, okay, like, of course, you probably shouldn't have been in the strip club, but don't compound the mistake by not wearing a mask. I think that's what people are having the biggest problem with, the fact that, yeah, you did expose yourself, and now you've exposed your teammates because you don't know, because you didn't have a mask on. And again, during a playoff push, it's not the time you want. It's not the distraction you want as players, as coaches. So it's tough, because I don't want to sit here and say that there's not other guys at the strip club, because I'm sure there are, but you got to wear a mask.
Yeah, like, right. And I know I said strip club a bunch opening that segment. Dwayne Haskins is an adult. He's a grown man, so he can go to the strip club. I think you're totally right. It's the fact that he wasn't wearing the mask, and if he gets sick, or even if he's by anybody who has COVID, that could literally derail their whole season. First of all, they have a big game on Sunday. Washington is 1 game ahead of the Giants, and they are trying to make the playoffs here. There's 2 games left. If he's exposed to COVID, Dwayne Haskins is not playing, and they might not have a quarterback. So this is a big
just
deal.
So people can understand, even if he gets to play, like let's say hypothetically, if you test and you have to sit out, everything's a rhythm in sports. So you're messing up your momentum, you're messing up your team rhythm, like any little things like this. That's why coaches never want distractions off the field, because the team is playing well. They're like, as Babcock said, they have a playoff push. You want everything to be focused on this game, and now it's not. So it's a big blow, whether anything comes of it or not. It's something that you don't want to deal with moving forward.
Absolutely. I got to give him respect. At least he didn't try to lie. He didn't say it wasn't him.
Right.
He has taken responsibility, said I messed up. He's a young guy, and I really do believe that he learns from this going forward, and you will not see him make a similar mistake again.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. My name is Evan, along with Michael J. Babcock. What's up? 2-time WNBA champion Renee Montgomery is with us.
Hello there.
Johnny Manziel is returning to professional football. Now, he will not be playing in the NFL. I think the door is probably closed on that. But he is going to be the face of a brand new league, and this is a very interesting concept. It's called the Fan-Controlled Football League. It's a 7-on-7 league. They play on a 50-yard field, and everything is controlled by the fans. It's kind of like a human video game where fans watch this thing, and as they're watching it live, they can decide on the play calling. They can decide on the personnel, who's on the field. They can decide on the team logos, on the uniform colors they'll be wearing on a particular day. It's pretty wild stuff, and it's backed by some pretty heavy hitters, including Marshawn Lynch is involved. He owns one of the team. But Johnny Manziel has signed on to a team called the Zappers, which is co-owned by New York Mets pitcher Trevor May and sportscaster Bob Menery. I think he's more of a comedian than a sportscaster, but whatever. We'll call him sportscaster. Anyway, the 4 teams in the league, 7-on-7, fast action, and Johnny Manziel says he is officially in to be the starting QB for the Zappers. He's 28 years old. He won the Heisman Trophy back when he was in college. Seems to be in a good place now, kind of mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and every other kind of way you could be. What do you guys think? Is this a good decision for Johnny Manziel? Could this be the comeback of Johnny football?
Hey, look, I think you're probably right, Ev, when you say that the door is closed on the NFL, but I think this is great for Johnny. I think the league is set up perfectly for him, 7-on-7. He can get out there, he can throw the ball around, and he is going to be a huge draw. I don't know that there's anybody else, maybe outside of Colin Kaepernick, that this league could have signed and made the face of the league and drawn more attention. So I think this is going to be a big deal, a big signing for the league. I'm going to watch it. I want to see what Johnny still has and if he's still Johnny football. So count me in.
I'm actually really upset about this.
Why?
Okay. Because, I'm going to announce it here then. I just became an owner of the team, The Beast, and I don't understand why Johnny Football is allowed to sign straight to the Zappers. I'm mad. Like,
you're an owner in this league?
Yeah, I'm with Marshawn Lynch and Miro. I'm joining. It hasn't even been announced yet, so I guess I'm announcing it here, but I'm mad.
Whoa! Congratulations.
That's awesome.
First off, congratulations. Yeah. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Secondly, so let me get this straight. You're Twitter buddies with LeBron James, and now you're business partners with Marshawn Lynch?
Yeah, something like that. But why did Johnny Football, do not pass go, do not collect $200? He went straight to the Zappers. I understand that the owner did a bet, and that's how Johnny Football even became in the fan-controlled football league. But I was really excited to maybe draft him, but I guess not.
I had no idea, by the way. This was not a bit. I'm learning this on the show right now.
Yeah, I just dropped this bomb on them. It's getting announced tomorrow on my podcast, but I just thought I would drop the nugget here too. So yeah.
Well, congratulations. What are you most excited about with this league? I mean, on paper, this league looks like it's made for today's media landscape. It's fast moving. There's going to be cameras on the helmets. You'll be able to kind of see what Johnny sees. Everybody's mic'd up. I mean, that sounds, it's fast moving and you get everything. It sounds like a pretty cool product here.
It is. And I think it's the reason that a Johnny Manziel came, because It is football, but there's such a fun aspect to it. Even the way that they have the stadium set up is here in Atlanta, by the way. And shouts to the Fan Controlled Football League for like even a lot. Like I'm the first woman to be an owner on there, and they were very like into that. They wanted a woman football owner. So shouts to them. They're doing a lot of things that's going to translate well to like social media, to fans. Every fan thinks that they can be a coach, right? So here we go. Let's see. Like that's what it is.
You better send me some merch. I want to rock a Beast hat.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to go with, for me, since I'm the only lady of the thing, it's going to be Beauty and the Beast. So it's kind of going to be that kind of tagline. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm excited. It's a 4-week long season. Quick starts in February. Then we hit the playoffs. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be lit. Like that's why I was even interested.
That's awesome. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. This is going to be a great thing. I'm sorry you didn't get Johnny Manziel, but I think it's going to be cool to watch anyway.
Hey!
Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Mike Babcock here with Renee Montgomery. What's up, Renee?
What's up, Babcock?
Let's talk about Serena Williams' husband, Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian, who is going to bat for his wife big time. So let me set this up for you. So there's a guy named Jan Tiriac, who is a billionaire who also happens to be a tennis executive, is actually the director of the Madrid Open. And he had some kind of weird, mean-spirited things to say about Serena Williams. So Jan's giving an interview, and he says, at this age and weight, Serena Williams, the greatest female tennis player, maybe the greatest tennis player of all time, should retire. Well, Alexis Ohanian heard what Jan had to say, and he didn't take too kindly at it. He actually hit up Twitter and clapped back hard. So here's what Alexis had to say about Jan. He said, safe to say, no one gives a damn what Jan Tiriac thinks. Had to Google it. Turns out my 3-year-old has more Grand Slam victories than this clown. And there you see he's got a picture of Jan, who has 0 Grand Slam victories. I should say Jan, way back in the day when he wasn't an older man, was a tennis player. Maybe not a good one, though. Alexis continues, 2021 and no holding back when a racist, sexist clown with the platform comes for my family. So there it is. Alexis Ohanian defending Serena.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love everything about it. Like, first of all, I don't understand, like, why is he even commenting on that? If she's still being successful, it's the dumbest comment ever. But I love that the hubby clapped back. Doesn't matter that this is a billionaire we're talking to. Doesn't matter who we're talking to. I love it. But again, we've talked about this before on the show. I don't know why people are so obsessed with women's weight and women's shape if that's not your woman. Worry about your woman. Like, that's not your woman.
Right. Who is he to ever comment on when she should retire? Again, Serena Williams is a legend. There doesn't get any better than Serena Williams. And here's, I think it's important to say too, and it seems like for some reason Jan just doesn't like Serena. A couple years back in 2018, made some other comments about her that were out there, very similar type comments. So it seems like he just has a thing for Serena Williams, but he needs to mind his own business. And you're right. I'm glad that Alexis handled it. Serena doesn't even need to worry herself by responding to this clown. Let Alexis handle her light work.
And another thing that I'm just curious, like, if who wrote the story? Like, who cares what he says? I know that he's supposed to be like an exec and all this other stuff, but like, this woman's career speaks for herself. Serena Williams' career speaks for herself. And so when somebody tries to come through and discredit, like, oh, yeah, it's time. You had your time, retire now. It's just like, I don't know, just smells like a hater to me. Like, it just like smells very hater-rate-ish to me. So it's just like, I don't get it. And I'm glad her husband.
Renee, when she retires, I hope she just comes back every year to play in the Madrid Open just to make Jan Tiriac so mad.
That would be amazing.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Mike Babcock here with Renee Montgomery. What's up, Renee?
What's up, Babcock?
Man, let's talk about this one, another crazy one. Las Vegas Raiders star Josh Jacobs, star running back, was arrested early Monday morning after the Raiders had that big win in Denver. Josh went for 2 touchdowns, but was arrested in the early morning hours on suspicion of DUI. Now, here's kind of what we knew. We know that he was involved, according to cops, in a crash near the Las Vegas airport, and police said he sustained some type of injury. It was bad enough that they had to take Josh to the hospital before he was ultimately released and taken to jail later on that morning. The question was, what kind of injury did Josh sustain and how serious was it? Well, now, Renee, we have Josh's mugshot, and all I can say is looking at this photo, and tell me if I'm exaggerating here, he's really lucky. If you look at his forehead, he has got a big gash along with a big old bump, again, right on his forehead. And this is an injury that he got from what cops say was driving drunk in his car. And I mean, for me, I can't help but think that Josh Jacobs, who is a young guy, promising career in this league, really got lucky here that he wasn't hurt or even killed because of this crash.
Yeah, and the first thing I think about with all these athletes is like, why not get a Lyft or an Uber? Like we've all went to somewhere you didn't plan on drinking, and all of a sudden a party breaks out, and I'm rolling, I'm with it. Like I've had to on multiple occasions go back and get my car the next day. It sucks. I know it's annoying, but you just got to do it. Like he could have hurt himself and killed himself, but even worse, he could have killed someone else. Yep. So I just think in the luxury that we have of having an Uber come to you in 5 minutes, why not?
Right. Call Uber. I'll tell you what, if Josh Jacobs calls the Raiders and tells them he needs a ride, they'll send security. They don't want this guy getting hurt or hurting anybody else. Like we said, he had 2 touchdowns. He's a good player. They need him. They want him. They don't want anything
And something
bad
else
happening.
I think about is, what about his entourage? Like, what are his friends? Like, did he go to the party alone? Like, who let him do that?
No, and I'm glad you brought up a party, Renee, because we actually had video of Josh from that night doing karaoke with friends. And look, the police have said that he was doing some drinking. I don't know what happened. He obviously crashed and hurt himself. But sometimes with karaoke, drinking comes along. And like you said, I really think he's lucky here that he didn't hurt himself or anybody else, man. It's scary.
He is.
We are going to talk about the young boxers again, man. All of these guys, of course, we're talking about Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. Those 2 guys who are both young, powerful, big stars talking back and forth to each other. Of course, Ryan Garcia told me earlier in the week that he was going to knock Tank Davis out within 2 rounds. Everyone is excited for that fight, right? There is another guy out there, though, that is kind of asking a question. Why am I not in the conversation for this fight? Why are they not talking about me fighting Ryan Garcia or me fighting Tank? Of course, that guy we're talking about is Teofimo Lopez. Lopez is another one of those young guys. He is the dude who just stepped in there late last year and took down Vasily Lomachenko, who is thought of as the pound-for-pound king in the boxing world. And Teofimo has a theory about why nobody else seems to be calling out his name, and because he thinks they're scared. I don't really hear them saying your name like they're throwing around the other guys' names necessarily.
No, yeah, of course. I mean, but why is that? I mean, because they scared. That's really what it comes down to. They scared. I congratulate all of them. Haney, Garcia, Tank, but when it comes to it, man, I'm the king of the division and I'm the kingpin. Man, I know y'all scared, but let's just make the fight happen for the fans. You know what I mean? And let's just do that. Whether don't overprice yourselves. You know what I mean? If y'all believe y'all the best and y'all think that y'all could take this, and let's make the fight happen, man. Don't be about it.
So there's Teofimo. What you think? What do you think about that trash talk, Renee?
Oh man, I'm telling you, like these boxing sports, all of this, they know how to trash talk. Like, because if I'm watching this and you're a fighter you think you're a good fighter, you're the best, you got to take him up on that offer. So that's what I love about it, because he called him out single-handedly. Like, if you're not scared, let's make this fight happen. I've seen this with a lot of fighters. I don't necessarily see people answer it, but I've seen it.
Well, you know what the craziest part to me is that, you know how they say you don't play boxing. And boxing is serious. You can get hurt. You can get killed in the ring. So these guys and girls who box and do MMA, they are about as tough as they come, in my opinion. And for one fighter to call another fighter scared is a big deal. I don't think they throw that word around very lightly, because you need a lot of courage again to step in there. So for TEOFIMO to say that Tank Davis, despite some of the stuff that's happened out of the boxing ring with Tank, we're not talking about that right now, but he is ferocious in that ring. To say he's scared, man, that is a big deal. And I really wonder what Tank does to respond here. I think you probably said it, Renee. You just gotta fight. You gotta fight.
You got to.
Why is that? I mean, because they scared.